let's take a quick dive into how to do this slide deck. So as you know, there's always a slide of directions, so please make sure that you read all of the directions. We have our stoplight analogy for our standards-based grading. This slide is mostly for me, but it does help you with which slides have things on them. So what's going to happen with this slide deck is you're going to be the judge. It's the British versus the colonists, and were the colonists justified in revolting against the king? Here are some things to keep in mind. It's similar to a court case. There's two sides. There's the colonists and there's the British. On each slide, there's going to be a document that you will consider as evidence for each side. You then have to determine, based on the evidence in those documents, if you agree with the way the colonists reacted. So if you agree that what the British did was fine, then you would give a point to the British. If you feel like what the colonists did was fine, then you would give a point to the colonists. And then the video that's on each slide, they're going to be like witnesses. And you'll consider the information in the video and help determine which side is going to get your slide point. Before we do that, here's a drag and drop activity so that you would go ahead and drag and drop wherever you think New Hampshire would be, for example. And then after you check it, by clicking on that right there, you want to figure out after you check it, how many did you get right before checking? And there's not a grade attached to how many you got right, so please be honest. So here is an example of the first slide. So on your student doc, it's going to say slide 8, document 1. So you read through document 1. What's one piece of evidence that would help you determine, did the British do the right thing? Or based on this piece of evidence, did the colonists do the right thing? Because notice the titles, British actions, colonist reaction. You want to click here to see another piece of exhibit for the defense. And then you want to click here for the video and watch the Edpuzzle. Then on your slide, you are going to be writing down a piece of evidence from document 1, a piece of evidence from document 2. Then you're going to pull out 2 important things from the Edpuzzle. Then you're going to determine, based on all of those 4 things, document 1, document 2, this defense exhibit, and the video, do you think that the point should be awarded for the British or a point for the colonists? You're going to repeat that same thing with documents 3, 4, the exhibit in the video, documents 5, 6, and the video, documents 7 and 8 and the video. Okay, and here are the 2 exhibits that you'll look at. Then you're going to decide who is the champion based on who got the slide point here. Was it the British or the colonists? Who got the slide point here? The British or the colonists? Who got the slide point here? The British or the colonists? And who got the slide point here, the British or the colonists? You're going to add them up. And then in your student doc, you're going to circle the British one or the colonist one. And then you're going to give me 5 specific, detailed, meaty sentences to back up your assertion as to who won.